How does one navigate instances of disrespect? This question holds immense significance because if there's anything an individual might sacrifice their entire life for, it's enduring disrespect. People often assert that women are emotional while men are logical. However, when faced with disrespect, men often abandon all logic. This phenomenon is frequently observed, such as in road rage incidents where a minor issue leads to men engaging in physical altercations as if there's no tomorrow. In the harsh reality worldwide, countless individuals languish in prison cells, their freedom forever lost due to mishandling disrespect. It's easy to pass judgment on these men, but sooner or later everyone faces a test. Someone might say something to you or your loved ones that triggers intense anger, tempting you to react irrationally. The problem with disrespect. Respect, and more specifically disrespect, cause us issues for several reasons. It can be cultural. Most cultures have some level of honor and respect deeply ingrained in their values. Lack of respect for customs, hierarchy, or cultural expectations can cause friction. Social. Respect can be a marker of social status and position in social groups. Disrespect in this context can be seen as a threat to a person's position in that group. Self-worth. Our self-worth and self-esteem can be, in part, linked to how others see and treat us. Disrespect can negatively affect a person's view of themselves and their worth, or be seen as an attack on their self-worth. These are a few examples, but it's clear to see how disrespect can cause an emotional response. In many cases, the feeling we have of being disrespected is a boiling over of emotions that make us feel attacked and that we need to respond to right the wrong. However, these feelings often drag us away from our values and cause us to act in ways that don't represent the person we want to be, often making us look insecure as we allow the behavior of others to bait a reaction from us. The Stoics devised a solution to address this challenge. Today we're going to go through 19 Stoic lessons to handle disrespect. We can learn a way to handle disrespect in a healthy way, maintain our composure, and if needed, enforce our boundaries. Remember that it is not he who gives abuse or blows who affronts, but the view we take of these things as insulting. When therefore anyone provokes you, be assured that it is your own opinion which provokes you. The Enchiridion. Lessons 1. Remain calm and do not retaliate. When someone disregards or insults you, the temptation to let anger take over and seek revenge arises. The urge to respond aggressively often feels justified, particularly when we perceive ourselves as being wrong. However, Stoic philosophy offers a different approach, one that emphasizes the importance of remaining calm and composed in the face of provocation. Reacting impulsively to disrespect only serves to exacerbate the situation, leading to further conflict and tension. Instead, it is crucial to pause, take a deep breath, and detach ourselves from the immediate emotions of the moment. By stepping back and gaining a zoomed-out perspective, we are better able to assess the situation objectively, much like observing pieces on a chessboard. This clarity enables us to see that, more often than not, the disrespect is not worth a response. Central to this perspective shift is the recognition that the disrespectful act itself is not inherently harmful or offensive. The true harm comes from our interpretation and thoughts about the disrespect, which trigger feelings of hurt or anger. By understanding this distinction, we can begin to separate ourselves from the emotional impact of the situation and respond more rationally. Furthermore, it's essential to remind ourselves that the behavior of others reflects their thoughts and opinions, not a divine judgment of our true worth. Their negative opinion holds no intrinsic value or validity, as they are not the arbiters of our value as individuals. This realization empowers us to maintain inner calm and respond with self-control and dignity, rather than allowing ourselves to be consumed by anger or resentment. Responding to disrespect with composure does not mean tolerating or accepting mistreatment. Instead, it means asserting our boundaries and values in a respectful manner, without succumbing to the temptation to engage in retaliatory behavior. By remaining calm in the face of provocation, we demonstrate that we are not easily swayed by external events, and that our sense of self-worth is not dependent on the opinions of others. Moreover, cultivating inner calm in response to disrespect allows us to preserve our mental and emotional well-being. Reacting impulsively to insults or provocations only serves to escalate the situation and perpetuate a cycle of negativity. By maintaining a sense of inner peace, we protect ourselves from the harmful effects of stress and anger, fostering a greater sense of resilience and well-being. Lessons 2. Set clear boundaries. Stoicism, as a philosophy, does not advocate passivity or being a doormat when confronted with disrespect. Instead, it offers a balanced approach that allows individuals to assert themselves while maintaining inner peace and composure. When faced with disrespect, it's essential to establish clear boundaries that safeguard your dignity and values. These boundaries serve as a protective barrier, preventing others from taking advantage of you and ensuring that your self-worth remains intact. One crucial aspect of maintaining boundaries is consistency. Once you've established a boundary, it's important to uphold it consistently. Consistency sends a clear message that you are serious about where your boundaries lie and that you will not tolerate any violations. By remaining steadfast in upholding your boundaries, you assert your autonomy and self-respect. Learning to say no is another essential skill in maintaining boundaries. Saying no is not a sign of weakness, but rather a demonstration of self-awareness and self-respect. It's important to recognize that you have the right to decline requests or situations that compromise your boundaries. Remember that no is a complete sentence and doesn't always require an explanation. Your comfort and well-being are reason enough to decline. As you continue to evolve and grow, your boundaries may need to be reassessed and adjusted accordingly. What may have been acceptable in the past may no longer align with your current values or needs. Regularly evaluating your boundaries ensures that they remain relevant and effective in safeguarding your well-being. Avoid over-justifying or over-explaining your boundaries. While it's okay to provide a brief explanation, you don't owe anyone a lengthy justification for asserting your boundaries. Your comfort and self-respect are valid reasons in themselves. Trust in your judgment and prioritize your own needs above the expectations of others. Be prepared for resistance when setting boundaries, especially if others have become accustomed to disregarding them. Some individuals may react negatively or attempt to push back against your boundaries, seeking to maintain the status quo. In such cases, it's important to stay firm and consistent in your stance. Reiterate your boundaries calmly and assertively, and be prepared to distance yourself from those who continue to disrespect your limits. I've often wondered how it is that every man loves himself more than all the rest of men, but yet sets less value on his own opinion of himself than on the opinion of others. Marcus Aurelius. Lessons 3. Reflect on yourself. Blaming others and deflecting responsibility for our actions is a common tendency among many individuals. It's far easier to attribute fault to someone else than to acknowledge our own mistakes. However, engaging in continuous self-reflection and maintaining brutal honesty with oneself is crucial for personal growth and healthy relationships. When faced with a situation involving disrespect or conflict, it's essential to take a moment to assess our own behavior. Rather than immediately pointing fingers at others, we should ask ourselves if we have done something that may have triggered the disrespect. This requires introspection and a willingness to confront our own actions and attitudes, asking questions such as, is there any truth in what the person said or did? Or, did I say or do anything that contributed to this situation? Can help us gain clarity and insight into our role in the conflict. It's important to approach this self-inquiry with an open mind and a genuine desire to understand our own behavior. During this process of introspection, we may come to realize that we have indeed made a mistake or acted in a way that inadvertently contributed to the disrespect we received. In such cases, offering a sincere apology can go a long way toward de-escalating the situation and repairing any damage to the relationship. Self-reflection is not always easy or comfortable. It requires us to confront our own flaws and shortcomings, which can be challenging. However, it is through this process of self-examination that we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and our interactions with others. By engaging in regular self-reflection, we develop greater self-awareness and emotional intelligence. We become more attuned to our own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, allowing us to make more informed choices in our interactions with others. Moreover, self-reflection enables us to take ownership of our actions and their consequences, rather than playing the role of the victim or blaming others for our problems. We accept responsibility for our behavior and commit to making positive changes. In addition to promoting personal growth and self-improvement, self-reflection also fosters healthier relationships. When we are willing to acknowledge our mistakes and apologize when necessary, we demonstrate humility and respect for others. This builds trust and strengthens our connections with those around us. Furthermore, self-reflection helps us break free from destructive patterns of behavior. By recognizing the ways in which we may be contributing to conflicts or misunderstandings, we can take proactive steps to change our behavior and improve our relationships. Lessons 4. Consider the source. When faced with insults or demeaning remarks, it's natural to have an immediate emotional response. However, Stoic philosophy teaches us the importance of taking a moment to reflect before reacting impulsively. This pause allows us to consider whether the behavior of the other person is a reflection of their own pain, insecurity, or ignorance, rather than an accurate judgment of ourselves. In Stoicism, there is a profound understanding that external events, including insults, do not have the power to disturb our inner peace unless we allow them to. As Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This sentiment underscores the importance of cultivating emotional resilience and maintaining control over our responses to external stimuli. The quote attributed to Cynic philosophy, "He who takes offense when no offense is intended is a fool, yet he who takes offense when the offense is intended is also a fool," reminds us of the folly of allowing ourselves to be affected by the words and actions of others. Whether the disrespect is intentional or unintentional, the wise response is to ignore insults and not allow them to disrupt our inner equilibrium. Moreover, Stoic philosophy teaches us that what people attack in us often mirrors what they attack in themselves. When someone directs negativity towards us, it may be a manifestation of their own insecurities, fears, or unresolved issues. Instead of internalizing these negative remarks, we can choose to let them roll off our backs and approach the situation with compassion. By recognizing that some people harbor self-hate or are struggling with their own inner demons, we can respond to disrespect with empathy rather than defensiveness. This does not mean condoning or accepting disrespectful behavior, but rather understanding that the root cause of the other person's actions may lie within themselves. In practicing compassion towards those who disrespect us, we not only maintain our inner peace, but also contribute to the cultivation of a more harmonious and understanding world. Responding with kindness and empathy can often disarm hostility and lead to more productive and respectful interactions. Furthermore, Stoicism teaches us the importance of focusing on what is within our control. While we cannot control the behavior of others, we have complete control over our own reactions and responses. By choosing not to take insults personally and responding with compassion, we demonstrate our strength of character and emotional maturity. Lessons 5. Acceptance. Disrespect in its various forms is an unavoidable aspect of the human experience, encountered by individuals from all walks of life and spanning across different stages of development, from childhood to old age, regardless of one's background, beliefs or social standing. Everyone is bound to face instances of disrespect at some point in their lives. It is a pervasive phenomenon that transcends cultural, societal, and interpersonal boundaries, making its presence felt in various contexts, from personal relationships to professional settings. Understanding and accepting this reality is essential in navigating the complexities of human interactions and maintaining emotional resilience. Indeed, escaping disrespect is an impossible feat precisely because it is an inherent aspect of life. Whether it manifests as overt hostility, subtle microaggressions, or passive-aggressive behavior, disrespect can leave individuals feeling invalidated, belittled, or marginalized. However, while the occurrence of disrespect may be inevitable, one's response to it remains within their control. This realization is empowering as it shifts the focus from external circumstances to internal reactions, placing the locus of control squarely in the hands of the individual. By recognizing that they have the ability to decide their reaction to disrespect, individuals free themselves from the unnecessary burden of anger and resentment. Embracing the Stoic principle of acceptance entails actively choosing not to be unsettled by disrespectful behavior, but rather to respond with equanimity and grace. This mindset shift allows individuals to reclaim their agency in the face of adversity, refusing to allow external forces to dictate their emotional state or sense of self-worth. Moreover, adopting an attitude of acceptance does not imply passive resignation or indifference to injustice. Rather, it involves acknowledging the reality of the situation while focusing on what truly matters: personal growth and self-improvement. Instead of becoming embroiled in futile attempts to change others' behavior or seeking retribution for perceived slights, individuals can channel their energy into areas where they can make a meaningful difference. Indeed, life's challenges, including instances of disrespect, can serve as opportunities for personal growth and self-mastery. Each encounter with disrespect presents a chance for individuals to cultivate virtues such as patience, resilience, and compassion. By responding to disrespect with dignity and integrity, individuals demonstrate their strength of character and commitment to their values, regardless of external circumstances. In navigating the complexities of human relationships, it is essential to recognize that not all instances of disrespect are overt or intentional. Often, individuals may behave disrespectfully due to their own insecurities, biases, or unresolved issues. By approaching such situations with empathy and understanding, individuals can foster greater compassion and connection even in the face of adversity. Furthermore, cultivating a mindset of acceptance enables individuals to maintain perspective and resilience in the face of adversity. Instead of allowing themselves to be consumed by anger or resentment, they can view disrespectful behavior as a temporary setback on their journey toward personal growth and fulfillment. This broader perspective allows individuals to transcend individual instances of disrespect and focus on the bigger picture of their lives and aspirations. Lessons 6. Using humor. Employing humor as a response to disrespect is a subtle yet powerful art that is often underestimated. In the heat of a tense situation where disrespect is encountered, the instinctual response may be one of anger or defensiveness. However, choosing to respond with humor can be remarkably effective in diffusing the tension and reshaping the dynamics of the interaction. Picture this scenario. You find yourself on the receiving end of disrespectful behavior or remarks. Instead of reacting with indignation or hostility, you opt for a light-hearted approach, offering a witty joke or a playful comment. This unexpected twist injects levity into the situation and catches the other person off guard. Responding with humor serves several purposes. First and foremost, it communicates that you harbor no ill will or animosity towards the individual who has disrespected you. By choosing to respond in a light-hearted manner, you effectively disarm the situation and create an atmosphere of goodwill. The person who exhibited disrespect may feel taken aback, realizing that their behavior has not provoked the expected reaction. Moreover, employing humor in such situations demonstrates emotional intelligence and self-control. It reflects a conscious decision to rise above negativity and adopt a more positive and constructive approach. Rather than allowing oneself to be consumed by anger or resentment, responding with humor showcases the ability to maintain composure and respond creatively. Furthermore, using humor as a response to disrespect reflects an understanding of human nature. It acknowledges that people often act disrespectfully due to their own insecurities, frustrations, or lack of awareness. By responding with humor, you subtly convey that you do not take their behavior personally and are capable of seeing the situation from a broader perspective. In essence, humor serves as a powerful tool for shifting the energy of the interaction and fostering a more respectful and productive dialogue. It allows you to address the disrespect without resorting to aggression or confrontation. Instead of escalating the conflict, responding with humor de-escalates tension and opens the door to more constructive communication. The practice of responding to disrespect with humor is encapsulated in a quote attributed to Epictetus. He advised, "If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses about what is said of you, but answer, 'He was ignorant of my other faults, else he would not have mentioned these alone.'" This quote underscores the Stoic principle of focusing on what is within our control and maintaining a sense of inner peace, regardless of external circumstances. Rather than allowing ourselves to be perturbed by the words or actions of others, we have the power to choose our response. Responding with humor exemplifies this principle by reframing the situation in a positive light and diffusing potential conflicts. Lesson 7. Practice active listening. Listening to someone who is being disrespectful may seem counterintuitive, but it can be a remarkably effective strategy for diffusing tension and resolving conflicts, rather than reacting defensively or shutting them out. Actively listening to their concerns allows you to gain valuable insights into their perspective and motivations. Active listening is a powerful skill that involves not only hearing what the other person is saying, but also understanding their underlying concerns and emotions. When someone is being disrespectful, their delivery may be harsh or confrontational, but beneath the surface, there may be valid issues that need to be addressed. The goal of active listening in the face of disrespect is to comprehend the root of the other person's concerns, even if they are masked by their disrespectful behavior. By doing so, you demonstrate a willingness to see the bigger picture and engage in constructive dialogue rather than escalating the conflict. When you actively listen to someone who is being disrespectful, you convey that you are not allowing their negative behavior to trigger a defensive reaction. Instead, you respond with curiosity and compassion, seeking to understand the source of their frustration or anger. It's important to acknowledge that practicing active listening in such situations is not easy. It requires a Stoic mindset, emotional intelligence, and a willingness to set aside your own feelings of hurt or offense in order to focus on the other person's perspective. However, by making the effort to listen actively, you may uncover underlying issues that would have remained hidden otherwise. Often, people resort to disrespect as a way of expressing deeper-seated emotions such as frustration, insecurity, or fear. By listening attentively and with empathy, you create a safe space for them to express themselves more openly and honestly. Moreover, engaging in active listening can help de-escalate the situation and pave the way for a more productive and respectful conversation. When someone feels heard and understood, they are more likely to lower their defenses and engage in a constructive dialogue. In the Stoic tradition, there is a strong emphasis on empathy and understanding towards others, even in challenging circumstances. The practice of active listening aligns closely with these principles, as it demonstrates a commitment to fostering mutual respect and empathy, even in the face of disrespect. Of course, it's essential to set boundaries and not tolerate behavior that crosses the line into abuse or manipulation. Active listening does not mean condoning or excusing disrespectful behavior, but rather, it involves acknowledging the other person's perspective while also asserting your own boundaries and values. While it may be tempting to react defensively or dismissively when faced with disrespect, practicing active listening can be a powerful way to diffuse tension and foster understanding. By seeking to understand the root of the other person's concerns and emotions, you demonstrate empathy and compassion, even in challenging circumstances. Ultimately, the practice of active listening can lead to more meaningful and respectful interactions, benefiting both parties involved. Lessons 8. Do not gossip or complain excessively about disrespect. Venting can be a tempting outlet when faced with disrespect or mistreatment. It offers a release, a temporary relief from the frustration and hurt we may feel. However, it's crucial to recognize the potential pitfalls of excessive venting. When we continuously dwell on negatives and complain to anyone who will listen, we give the situation more power over us. Sharing disrespectful incidents with close confidants who offer healthy support and perspective can be beneficial. These individuals can provide validation, empathy, and constructive advice. However, it's essential to avoid fixating endlessly on venting. Doing so reinforces feelings of victimhood and negativity, ultimately prolonging the emotional distress we experience. Before giving in to the urge to gossip or complain, it's helpful to pause and reflect. Consider whether engaging in this behavior is truly serving your growth or simply spreading more toxicity. There are often better uses for your time and energy than dwelling on grievances. Seneca's wise words remind us that we often suffer more in imagination than in reality. Excessive complaining only magnifies our hurt and keeps us stuck in a cycle of negativity. Instead of indulging in tales of woe, it's beneficial to shift our focus to constructive action. Difficulties and challenges present opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Rather than viewing them solely as sources of frustration, we can frame these experiences neutrally. They allow us to demonstrate virtues such as forgiveness, courage, and patience. When communicating about disrespectful incidents, it's essential to choose our words carefully. Avoiding language that exaggerates the significance of the disrespect can help prevent unnecessary escalation. Additionally, it's crucial to be wary of confirmation bias when seeking validation from others. Surrounding ourselves only with individuals who agree with our perspective can limit our ability to see the bigger picture. While speaking of grievances may provide temporary relief, it ultimately keeps us trapped in a mindset of victimhood. Instead, we can handle difficulties philosophically within ourselves, seeking to understand the lessons they offer and how we can grow from them. In summary, venting about disrespectful incidents can offer temporary relief, but also carries significant risks. It's essential to seek support from close confidants who offer healthy perspectives while avoiding fixating endlessly on grievances. Instead of dwelling on the negatives, we can choose to focus on constructive action and view challenges as opportunities for growth. By handling difficulties philosophically and refraining from amplifying negativity outwardly, we can cultivate resilience and maintain our emotional well-being. Lessons 9. Choose forgiveness. When faced with disrespect, the initial instinct for many is to respond with anger, a natural reaction to feeling slighted or attacked. However, Stoic philosophy offers a different perspective, the power of forgiveness. Instead of allowing anger to consume you, forgiveness emerges as a superior option, offering a path to inner peace and liberation. Stoics believe that forgiveness is not merely an act of generosity towards others, rather it is a gift that you give to yourself. Holding on to resentment, while it may feel justified at the moment, ultimately binds you in chains of negativity. It weighs you down and prevents you from moving forward, while the person who disrespected you may continue on unaffected. Forgiveness, on the other hand, serves as the key to unlocking inner peace and happiness. While it may not always be easy, forgiveness is a process that allows you to release negative emotions that harm you more than anyone else. By choosing to forgive, you free yourself from the burden of anger, resentment, and bitterness, creating space for healing and growth. It's important to understand that forgiveness does not mean forgetting or excusing the disrespectful behavior. Rather, it involves letting go of the emotional attachment to the wrongdoing and choosing not to allow it to define your present or future. Forgiveness is a conscious decision to release yourself from the grip of past grievances, allowing you to move forward with a lighter heart and a clearer mind. Approaching forgiveness requires wisdom, compassion, and justice. It is not a sign of weakness, but rather an embodiment of strength. Choosing to forgive is an act of courage, demonstrating your ability to rise above the pain and resentment that may have held you captive. It is a declaration of your commitment to your own well-being and happiness, rather than allowing yourself to be consumed by negative emotions. Forgiveness is not about surrendering to the wrongdoer or condoning their behavior. Instead, it is about reclaiming your power and refusing to let the actions of others dictate your state of mind. By forgiving, you assert control over your own emotions and reactions, rather than allowing them to be controlled by external circumstances. Moreover, forgiveness is a deeply rewarding act that can lead to profound personal growth and development. It allows you to cultivate compassion and empathy towards others, recognizing that everyone is fallible and capable of making mistakes. Through forgiveness, you foster understanding and connection, rather than perpetuating cycles of resentment and conflict. Ultimately, forgiveness stands as the ultimate act of self-care and self-love. By choosing to forgive, you prioritize your own mental and emotional well-being, refusing to allow past hurts to define your present or future. In letting go of anger and resentment, you create space for peace, joy, and fulfillment to enter your life. Forgiveness is a powerful tool that allows you to break free from the chains of anger and resentment. It offers a path to inner peace, healing, and personal growth. By choosing to forgive, you reclaim your power and assert control over your own happiness and well-being. As the Stoics teach us, forgiveness is not only a gift to others, but, more importantly, a gift to yourself. Lessons 10. We all make mistakes. Feelings of anger, and the desire for retribution are common reactions when we experience insult or mistreatment. It's natural to feel hurt and to want to retaliate against those who have wronged us. However, holding onto these resentments rarely brings any benefit in the long run. In fact, it often chains us energetically to the person who hurt us, trapping us in a cycle of negativity and bitterness. When faced with disrespect, it's important to pause and ask ourselves whether the slight truly merits the ongoing distress and demand for vengeance that we may feel. Is it worth sacrificing our peace of mind and emotional well-being for the sake of holding on to anger? Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, wisely advised that the best response to disrespect is not to become like the wrongdoer, but to wish them well instead. Forgiveness, he believed, demonstrates courage and principles. Of course, there are instances where acts of disrespect cross lines that require accountability or even removal from our lives. It's essential to use wisdom to discern between unhealthy patterns that necessitate boundaries and simple misunderstandings that may warrant grace and understanding. However, for minor disputes, adopting a short memory often serves our happiness best. As Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, emphasized, we should strive to control our anger and restrain it in narrow bounds, lest it become our master. Blowing conflicts out of proportion only serves to escalate the situation and prolong our own suffering. The respectful and wise understand that all people sometimes speak or act unskillfully, including ourselves. In such moments, kindness, patience, and forgiveness can heal rifts and renew our spirits. By releasing ourselves from the burden of holding on to lesser offenses, we free ourselves to focus on what truly matters in life. Choosing our battles judiciously is an essential aspect of navigating conflicts. Not every instance of disrespect requires a confrontational response. Instead, we can conserve our energy and emotional resources by prioritizing those battles that are truly worth fighting. By doing so, we maintain our integrity and uphold our values while also preserving our own well-being. Ultimately, embracing forgiveness and letting go of resentments is a powerful act of self-care. It allows us to reclaim our inner peace and move forward with grace and dignity. By refusing to let the actions of others dictate our emotional state, we assert our autonomy and demonstrate our resilience in the face of adversity. Lessons 11. Maintain your integrity and values. When faced with insults or mistreatment, it's natural to feel the urge to retaliate, to meet disrespect with disrespect. The temptation to betray our principles in reaction to unjust behavior can be strong, leading us down a path of further negativity and discord. However, Stoic philosophy teaches us a different approach, one that emphasizes integrity, resilience, and self-respect in the face of adversity. Reacting impulsively to disrespect, whether by demeaning others in return or seeking validation through vindictive actions, ultimately diminishes our own worth. Instead of stooping to the level of those who mistreat us, we are called to stand firm in our values and principles. By exemplifying kindness, understanding, and fairness, even in the face of provocation, we demonstrate our strength of character and commitment to moral integrity. In moments of frustration and conflict, it can be challenging to maintain our composure and adhere to our principles. Yet, as Epictetus reminds us, true strength lies in surrendering to the divine will and embracing our higher purpose. By relinquishing our desire for control and accepting whatever the future may hold, we align ourselves with the greater good and find solace in knowing that we are living in accordance with our values. Self-reflection is an integral part of maintaining integrity in the face of disrespect. While it's essential to examine our own conduct for areas of improvement, we must never compromise our core principles or resort to unethical behavior. True growth and self-respect come from staying true to ourselves and refusing to abandon our moral compass. even in challenging circumstances. Compromising on superficial matters is acceptable, but compromising on our values and integrity is not. Our wisdom and conscience serve as our guiding lights, anchoring us in times of conflict and uncertainty. By remaining steadfast in our commitment to rational virtue, we demonstrate true strength and maturity, even in the midst of adversity. Moreover, handling disputes with rational virtue not only benefits us individually, but also contributes to the resolution of conflicts in a constructive and meaningful way. Rather than escalating tensions or perpetuating a cycle of negativity, approaching disagreements with integrity and respect fosters understanding and promotes positive dialogue. Ultimately, maintaining integrity in the face of disrespect is a testament to our character and strength of will. It requires courage, patience, and a deep sense of self-awareness. By embodying the principles of Stoic philosophy, kindness, understanding, and fairness, we elevate ourselves above petty conflicts and honor the inherent dignity of all individuals, even those who may seek to undermine us. Lessons 12. Changing perspective. Changing perspective is a transformative lesson that holds immense power in navigating through life's challenges, particularly when it comes to dealing with disrespect. This lesson underscores the importance of shifting our mindset to recognize that most instances of disrespect are minor and temporary, and they do not define our true worth or happiness. When we change our perspective on disrespect, we begin to see it through a different lens, one that allows us to focus on what truly matters in life. Instead of allowing disrespectful encounters to consume our thoughts and emotions, we can redirect our attention to our goals, values, and virtues. One of the key aspects of changing perspective is realizing that the opinions and actions of others do not determine our self-worth. Just because someone may disrespect us or treat us poorly does not mean that we are any less valuable as individuals. Our worth comes from within, from our character, integrity, and the way we choose to live our lives. By shifting our perspective, we can recognize that most cases of disrespect are fleeting and insignificant in the grand scheme of things. What may seem like a major issue at the moment often fades away with time, and we are left wondering why we allowed it to affect us so deeply. Changing perspective also involves reframing our thinking to focus on the positives rather than dwelling on the negatives. Instead of ruminating on the disrespectful behavior of others, we can choose to concentrate on the things that bring us joy, fulfillment, and meaning in life. Moreover, changing perspective allows us to cultivate a sense of gratitude for the blessings we have, rather than fixating on the slights and injustices we may encounter. When we appreciate the good things in our lives, we are better equipped to handle the challenges that come our way with resilience and grace. Another aspect of changing perspective is recognizing that our reactions to disrespect are within our control. While we cannot always control the behavior of others, we can control how we respond to it. By choosing to respond with kindness, understanding, and forgiveness, we can diffuse tense situations and maintain our own sense of inner peace. Furthermore, changing perspective enables us to see disrespectful encounters as opportunities for growth and learning. Instead of viewing them as obstacles to overcome, we can approach them as lessons that help us become stronger, more resilient individuals. Lessons 13. Focus on the positives. When insulted or mistreated, it's easy to fall into self-pity and dwell on negatives, but wallowing in victimhood tends to breed more unhappiness, not conflict resolution. Counterbalance it with gratitude. Take a moment to make a list of your positive qualities and valuable contributions. Reflect on the skills, talents, and strengths that make you unique and worthy of respect. By acknowledging your own worth, you can cultivate a sense of self-confidence and resilience in the face of adversity. It's also important to recognize the people in your life who love, respect, and support you. Think about your friends, family members, and colleagues who have stood by your side through thick and thin. Consider the ways in which they have uplifted you and contributed to your happiness and well-being. By focusing on these positive relationships, you can draw strength and encouragement from the support network around you. Furthermore, take the time to review your achievements and capabilities. Reflect on the goals you have accomplished and the obstacles you have overcome. Celebrate your successes, no matter how big or small, and acknowledge the hard work and dedication that went into achieving them. By recognizing your achievements, you can boost your self-esteem and remind yourself of your resilience and determination. In addition to reflecting on your own positive attributes, consider the positive qualities of the person who has disrespected you. While it may be difficult to see past their hurtful words or actions, remember that everyone has both strengths and weaknesses. Try to empathize with their perspective and consider the challenges they may be facing in their own lives. By practicing empathy and compassion, you can cultivate understanding and forgiveness, even in the face of disrespect. It's also important to remember that your worth is not determined by the opinions or treatment of others. Sit with the reality that you have gifts to offer and are worthy of respect simply for being yourself. Release attachment to validation from every person, recognizing that true peace comes from within. By focusing on the light during times of darkness, you can maintain perspective and protect yourself against distorted thinking. As Carl Jung famously said, "I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become." Your circumstances and treatment do not define your worth or determine your destiny. Instead, it is your choices and actions that shape your identity and determine your path in life. Embrace this power to choose your own path and shine on undeterred by the negativity of others. Lessons 14. Respond with kindness and understanding. Responding to disrespect with kindness and understanding is a concept deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. Stoics advocate for responding to negative behavior with compassion and empathy, recognizing that individuals may act disrespectfully due to their own internal struggles such as anger, pain, or ignorance. Instead of retaliating or escalating the negativity, the Stoic approach encourages responding with kindness as a means to disarm hostility and promote understanding. In many ways, responding with kindness and understanding is a powerful manifestation of emotional intelligence and resilience. It involves recognizing that the actions of others are often a reflection of their inner state rather than a direct attack on us. By showing empathy for their suffering, we not only diffuse tense situations, but also foster a sense of connection and humanity. One of the key principles of responding with kindness and understanding is to refrain from taking things personally. Instead of internalizing disrespectful behavior as a reflection of our own worth or value, we can choose to view it through a lens of compassion and understanding. This shift in perspective allows us to respond from a place of strength rather than defensiveness. Furthermore, responding with kindness does not mean passively accepting or condoning disrespectful behavior. Rather, it involves setting firm boundaries while still approaching the situation with empathy and compassion. By maintaining our own integrity and dignity, we model the behavior we wish to see in others, thereby influencing positive change. The concept of killing them with kindness is not about seeking revenge or getting even. Instead, it is about disarming hostility and promoting reconciliation through acts of genuine kindness and compassion. By responding with warmth and understanding, we create an environment where conflicts can be resolved peacefully and relationships can be strengthened. In practice, responding with kindness and understanding requires emotional awareness and self-control. It involves pausing before reacting impulsively and taking the time to consider the motivations behind the disrespectful behavior. By approaching the situation with curiosity and empathy, we can better understand the root causes of the conflict and work towards a mutually beneficial resolution. Moreover, responding with kindness and understanding is a powerful way to cultivate a sense of inner peace and resilience. Rather than allowing disrespectful behavior to trigger anger or resentment, we can choose to respond with grace and compassion. This not only diffuses tension at the moment, but also allows us to maintain a sense of emotional equilibrium in the face of adversity. Lessons 15. Take a long view of life's ups and downs. When embroiled in conflicts or mistreatment, it's essential to draw strength from past experiences where we've overcome similar trials. These moments of resilience serve as a reminder of our inner strength and capacity to endure adversity. Even if the challenges felt insurmountable at the time, we persevered, proving to ourselves that we are stronger and more resilient than we may realize. Reflecting on past triumphs in the face of adversity allows us to adopt a more hopeful and optimistic outlook on current difficulties. By recognizing that we have overcome challenges before, we can approach present conflicts with confidence and determination. This shift in perspective empowers us to tackle difficult scenarios with resilience and grace under fire. Moreover, viewing conflicts as opportunities to demonstrate principles of understanding, resilience, and grace underlines the importance of our response to adversity. How we choose to respond to mistreatment defines our character and shapes our personal growth. Instead of allowing ourselves to be consumed by anger or bitterness, we can respond with patience, compassion, and integrity. Enduring nobly, like the great figures we admire, requires us to maintain perspective and keep sight of the bigger picture. While it's natural to feel hurt or upset in the face of disrespect, it's essential not to exaggerate the significance of temporary conflicts. In the grand scheme of our lives, these moments of adversity may seem petty and inconsequential in the future. By recognizing the transient nature of conflicts and mistreatment, we can respond with patience and wisdom, rooted in the understanding that life is fleeting. This perspective allows us to establish healthy boundaries and uphold justice, without allowing temporary conflicts to derail us from our higher aims. Responding to trials with the wisdom of one who has overcome greater ordeals enables us to navigate conflicts with grace and dignity. Instead of reacting impulsively or succumbing to negativity, we can approach insults and perspectives with a sense of calmness and equanimity. Ultimately, we remain forever, shaped by the experiences and challenges we encounter along life's journey. By allowing life's brevity and eternity to frame each insult and perspective, we can maintain a sense of perspective and resilience in the face of adversity. In conclusion, drawing strength from past triumphs, viewing conflicts as opportunities for growth, and maintaining perspective are essential aspects of navigating conflicts and mistreatment. By responding with resilience, grace, and wisdom, we can endure nobly and remain steadfast in our pursuit of higher aims. As we face insults and perspectives, let us remember that we are stronger than we know and capable of overcoming any challenge that comes our way. Lesson 16. Surround yourself with respectful, supportive people. Carefully auditing our relationships and social circles is crucial for our emotional well-being and personal growth. When we find ourselves consistently subjected to dismissive or demeaning behavior from certain individuals, it's essential to take a step back and reassess the dynamics of those relationships. Do these individuals fail to appreciate our worth and value? Are they contributing positively to our lives, or are they draining our energy and self-esteem? In situations where we find that certain individuals consistently bring out the worst in us, it may be necessary to consider limiting or restructuring our contact with them. This can be particularly challenging when dealing with difficult family members or long-standing friendships, where disconnecting completely may not be feasible or desirable. However, even in these situations, it's crucial to prioritize our own well-being and mental health. One approach to managing challenging relationships is to minimize the time spent together and interact only briefly and under controlled conditions where possible. Setting boundaries around the frequency and intensity of interactions can help protect our emotional energy and prevent further harm to our self-esteem. By managing our exposure to toxic individuals, we can create space for more positive and nurturing relationships to flourish. Filling our lives with people who treat us with basic decency and respect while encouraging our growth is essential for our overall happiness and fulfillment. Surrounding ourselves with individuals who resonate with our values and uplift our spirits can have a transformative impact on our well-being. Good company not only enriches our lives, but also supports us in our journey towards self-discovery and personal development. It's important to recognize that having compassion for toxic people does not mean subjecting ourselves to their harmful behavior indefinitely. While empathy and understanding are valuable qualities, they should not come at the expense of our own well-being. Protecting our energy and setting boundaries in relationships is an act of self-care and self-respect. By teaching others how to treat us through the boundaries we set and the standards we uphold, we create healthier and more fulfilling connections. Surrounding ourselves with individuals who see and appreciate our light rather than casting shade upon it allows us to thrive and grow into our highest selves. Life truly opens up exponentially when we make room for fulfilling bonds aligned with our values and aspirations. In conclusion, carefully auditing our relationships and social circles is a vital aspect of self-care and personal growth. By recognizing and addressing toxic dynamics, setting boundaries, and prioritizing relationships that uplift and support us, we can cultivate a more fulfilling and enriching social network. Surrounding ourselves with people who appreciate and respect us allows us to thrive and live authentically in alignment with our highest selves. Lesson 17. Build resilience like never before. Stoicism, with its emphasis on focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot, offers a powerful framework for building resilience in the face of disrespect. This philosophy provides valuable insights and practical tools that empower individuals to navigate challenging situations with strength and composure. One of the central tenets of Stoicism is the concept of the dichotomy of control, which distinguishes between things that are within our control and things that are not. According to Stoic philosophy, we have complete control over our thoughts, emotions, and actions, but external events and other people's behavior are beyond our control. By embracing this mindset shift, we free ourselves from the burden of trying to change things that are outside of our influence and instead focus our energy on what we can control. When confronted with disrespect, adopting a Stoic mindset allows us to respond with resilience and equanimity. Rather than feeling victimized or overwhelmed by the words or actions of others, we recognize that we have the power to choose our response. This shift in perspective empowers us to maintain our inner peace and dignity in the face of adversity. Moreover, Stoicism encourages us to channel our energy into constructive actions that propel us forward. Instead of dwelling on the disrespectful behavior of others or seeking revenge, we focus on how we can grow and learn from the experience. Stoic practices such as negative visualization and premeditation of adversity help us prepare mentally and emotionally for challenging situations, enabling us to respond with wisdom and strength. By embracing Stoic principles, we cultivate resilience like never before. Rather than allowing disrespect to derail us or shake our confidence, we use it as an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. Stoicism teaches us to view obstacles as stepping stones to success, recognizing that adversity is an inevitable part of life's journey. Furthermore, Stoicism emphasizes the importance of maintaining perspective in the face of adversity. When confronted with disrespect, we remind ourselves that it is often a reflection of the other person's inner struggles and insecurities rather than a judgment of our own worth. By reframing the situation in this way, we prevent ourselves from becoming consumed by negativity and instead approach it with compassion and understanding. In addition to building resilience in the face of disrespect, Stoicism offers profound insights into the nature of happiness and fulfillment. By focusing on what is truly important in life, virtue, wisdom, and meaningful relationships, we cultivate a sense of inner peace and contentment that is not dependent on external circumstances. This inner resilience enables us to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and dignity, regardless of the challenges we may face. Lessons 18. Embark on a journey of personal growth. Dealing with disrespect goes beyond simply managing external interactions. It's a profound journey of personal growth and development. When we embrace Stoic teachings, we embark on a transformative journey of self-discovery that shapes our character and equips us to navigate life's inevitable challenges with grace and dignity. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy founded in Athens by Zeno of Citium in the early 3rd century BCE, offers profound insights into how we can cultivate resilience, wisdom, and inner peace. At its core, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control, accept what is not, and cultivate virtues such as courage, wisdom, temperance, and justice. By embracing Stoic teachings, we embark on a journey of self-discovery that leads to a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. Stoicism encourages us to engage in self-reflection, examining our thoughts, emotions, and actions with honesty and clarity. Through this process, we gain insight into our strengths, weaknesses, and areas for growth. As we delve deeper into Stoic philosophy, we begin to cultivate virtues such as resilience, patience, and compassion. Stoicism teaches us to face adversity with courage and fortitude, recognizing that challenges are opportunities for growth and learning. By embracing difficulties rather than avoiding them, we develop greater inner strength and resilience. Furthermore, Stoicism encourages us to cultivate a sense of gratitude and contentment in our lives. Instead of constantly striving for external validation or material possessions, Stoicism teaches us to find fulfillment in the present moment and appreciate the blessings we have. By practicing gratitude, we cultivate a positive mindset that enables us to face life's challenges with greater resilience and optimism. The journey of personal growth and development, inspired by Stoic teachings, is not always easy. It requires dedication, self-discipline, and a willingness to confront our fears and limitations. However, the rewards are profound. As we progress on this journey, we become more resilient, compassionate, and wise individuals who are better equipped to navigate life's inevitable ups and downs. One of the key benefits of embracing Stoicism is its emphasis on character development. Stoic philosophy teaches us to cultivate virtues such as wisdom, courage, and temperance, which are essential for living a virtuous and fulfilling life. By honing these virtues, we become better equipped to handle life's challenges with grace and dignity. Moreover, Stoicism offers practical strategies for dealing with disrespect and adversity. Stoic practices such as negative visualization and premeditation of adversity help us prepare mentally and emotionally for life's inevitable challenges. By envisioning worst-case scenarios and mentally rehearsing our response, we become better equipped to handle difficult situations with calmness and composure. Lessons 19. Practicing Stoic mindfulness. Using mindfulness as a tool to navigate moments of disrespect is a powerful practice advocated by many philosophical and spiritual traditions. Mindfulness encourages us to cultivate present moment awareness, allowing us to notice when we've been disrespected and pause before reacting impulsively. By observing our thoughts and emotions with distance, we can prevent ourselves from being hijacked by negativity and instead respond consciously and skillfully. The practice of mindfulness involves bringing our attention to the present moment without judgment. When we experience disrespect, our initial reaction may be to respond defensively or angrily. However, by practicing mindfulness, we can create a space between the stimulus, the disrespectful behavior, and our response. The first step in using mindfulness to respond to disrespect is to notice when it occurs. This requires developing awareness of our thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensations in the present moment. When we feel disrespected, we can bring our attention to the sensations in our body, such as tension or tightness, as well as the thoughts and emotions that arise. Once we've noticed that we've been disrespected, the next step is to pause before reacting. This pause allows us to take a step back from the situation and observe our internal experience without getting caught up in it. Rather than immediately reacting out of habit or impulse, we can choose how we want to respond consciously. During this pause, we can observe our thoughts and emotions with a sense of distance and curiosity. Instead of getting swept away by anger or hurt, we can simply notice these feelings as they arise without identifying with them. This allows us to see the situation more clearly and make a conscious choice about how to respond. By observing our thoughts and emotions with mindfulness, we gain insight into their transient nature. We come to see that our thoughts are just thoughts and our emotions are just passing sensations. This realization helps us to not take disrespectful behavior personally and to respond from a place of clarity rather than reactivity. Moreover, practicing mindfulness can help us cultivate compassion and empathy for the person who has disrespected us. By seeing their behavior as a reflection of their own inner struggles, we can respond with understanding rather than defensiveness. This doesn't mean condoning or accepting the disrespect, but rather responding with kindness and firmness. Using mindfulness to notice when we've been disrespected and pause before reacting is a valuable skill that can transform our relationships and our lives. By cultivating present moment awareness and observing our thoughts and emotions with distance, we can prevent ourselves from being hijacked by negativity and respond consciously and skillfully. Mindfulness allows us to create space between stimulus and response, empowering us to choose how we want to engage with the world around us. 19. Stoic Lessons to Handle Disrespect offers a short but invaluable resource for anyone seeking to navigate the complexities of interpersonal interactions with wisdom and resilience. Each lesson is a gem of wisdom, distilled from the teachings of ancient Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca. These timeless principles provide a roadmap for transforming one's approach to disrespect, offering practical strategies for maintaining inner peace and navigating challenging situations with poise. Don't miss out on this opportunity to transform your approach to disrespect. Hope we bring meaningful Stoic lessons to you. Your journey to empowerment begins today. If you are listening to this, thank you for staying till the end. If you feel any of these Stoic lessons resonated with you today, feel free to start a Stoic discussion in the comments. I welcome Stoic discussions as they are what the great Stoics like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca advised. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it, and if you want more content like this, subscribe and hit the bell. Thank you for watching, and as always, I hope you find peace and serenity in the Stoic ways.